Okay. Okay. Next up, we got the this is gonna be a fun one. Bucks and Lions. We saw the Lions that like you saw the smirk when they won from Dan Campbell when they won the coin toss in overtime. He knew what was going to happen, and a lot of people are bashing the Rams defensive line. I'm like, they were gassed. They're like, oh, they missed Aaron Donald. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe they miss him a little
Everyone
bit,
would
but
miss
like
Aaron
they were,
Donald.
if he was out there, he would have been gassed just right along with everyone else. Like, their whole defense was. And I want to ask you this real quick, Robert, before we get into this game. I know this happens every year. Like it takes a while for these guys to get, a couple games to get into game shape. But I feel like this season, more and more we're seeing, maybe they're just focusing on it in the broadcasting. But I feel like, you saw Sauce Gardner last night had to step out and take some breathers. Trent Williams. It seems like these guys are really not in shape all around the league. I don't know what it is. Did you notice any of that?
Too many banquet circuits.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the question was always going to be what happens when the NFL decides to the coaches and the players don't play any preseason, and that's really a shift because people they used to play at least part of one game and then some of game 2, and then usually a good part of game 3, and then game 4 they would step down, and they shortened it to 3 games, and they decided basically to skip preseason, and for the most part. And I think what you saw is you're seeing a lot more rustiness out there. Now, the other question is whether or not defenses have caught up with offenses, because it was last year was a real down year in terms of point scoring and quarterback passing touchdowns. At least week 1 looked a lot like last year, more than it looked like the 4 years prior. So it'll be interesting to see whether that downward trend of scoring points, is that because of how they're calling certain plays in terms of officials, or is that the lack of prep, actually real game time play in preseason football by the starters, or is it the defenses are catching up to the quarterbacks? It'll be interesting to watch, but I think it's something to see as we go forward.
Will Fox replace Brady with Antonio Brown in the broadcast? That would be hilarious.
That would be classic.
I'm telling you guys, listen. Dude was nervous. Dude doesn't get a prep with all the other guys anyways. And also 28-3. Remember, it takes him a little while to cook sometimes. All right. Give him some time.
Tom Brady should pay you to be a hype man.
I was never super sold that he would be a good announcer.
Yeah.
I got Romo. Like, I always thought Peyton Manning would be, because his father was. Yeah. Manning was a natural, and Manning had a sense of humor. You can see it when he and Eli do their show together.